just a quick little video on my fruit trees. This is a lemon tree here. This lemon tree is obviously producing lemons, which you can see here. There's a couple on it, but this particular lemon tree is around about 10 or 12 year old, I would say. It was very neglected when I moved into the house. It's very well established. I gave it a bit of a prune and a bit of a fertilise, and now it's being watered regularly. This actually has multiple crops on it at multiple different stages, as you can see just there, which I don't know if you can see properly, but I enjoy getting close-ups of my bees, because why not? If you're scared of bees, then you shouldn't be gardening, because they're not harmful. They might sting you every so often, but it's only if you piss them off. And as you can see, there's a few that aren't obviously going to grow very well. Some slight disease there, but as you can see, I've got different stages, and the region I'm in grows citrus very well. That's why we have a very large citrus farm here. We also have grapes, but citrus was the original idea out here, and it's because it grows very well. Sorry about the traffic noise. I live on a bloody main street. As for this particular tree, you can see here that I've got flowers that are only just starting to bloom, and they'll get pollinated. And then I've also got flowers that have produced fruit that are very, very small. And then I've got, as you can see out here, I've got the larger fruit, which will continue to grow, and so I'll end up with 3 harvests of lemons, 3 crops of lemons. And then if you see behind, I've got a mango tree, very large R2E2, Bowen mango. R2E2 is to my right hand side, and I'm hoping for a crop out of it this year. I got 2 mangoes last year, which I wasn't very impressed with, but it needs attention, and being neglected for many years. I've had to put a lot of effort into it, and some of it I've trimmed off, and I need to top it, knock the top off it, and get my fruit to grow lower, so I don't have to climb a tree or get a large ladder to pick my fruit. Now I'll just duck over to my R2E2. This is my R2E2. This tree was very stunted. When I say stunted, it was probably half this height last year, and it's probably, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 years old, I would say. As you can see, there's some light green leaves just here in front of me. These ones here, this is all new growth, and you can see the darker stuff, and then the flowers that are growing on it. I've been living in this house for just on 2.5 years now, and I've never seen this fruit at all until I started maintaining it and watering it and fertilizing it, and obviously looking after it better than the previous owner of the house did. So I'm hoping for potentially a couple of fruit, but if I only get one, I'll be happy. Yeah, so it's just a small pet project, and a lot of this, there was a tree which you can probably see the stump of behind. Now that tree was shading this one, and that's why it was stunted. As you can see by the trunk, it's rather thick for a tree that's only just started producing fruit. As you can see behind, there's a pomegranate, which to my knowledge I got given at about 18 months old, and it was tiny and completely root bound and all that. So I rescued it. I got it given to me, but I rescued it and put it in a hole, and that hole was dug around about 2 feet wide and maybe 2 feet deep. And I had a chook die at that particular time, so I utilised that chook and I put it down at that depth. And same for any sort of animal that dies or whatnot. You're better off utilising it than just burying it or throwing it in the garbage or and not utilising it. Like it's good fertiliser, it's good for your tree. As you can see, this is about 18 months worth of growth, and I've picked probably 100 odd pomegranates off it, and it will not stop producing, it will not stop flowering, even through spring, winter, summer, it all does it. Hang on a second. Yeah, it doesn't stop fruiting, so I enjoy that. And you can see there's a peach beside it, but I'll get to the peach and the citrus that I've got here, which is, there's an orange just here and a mandarin that this is the first year it's actually flowered and fruited. So I'll get to them in a future video when I finally do get around to doing a video on them. I'll show you production and eventually I'll show you how I prune and the success I have in the long term. That success benefits my family, it also benefits me. I enjoy eating fruit, even though if it is a little bit sour or a little bit woody. That's just a learning curve, and eventually you will learn how to stop those problems. And then I will continue on with different videos of different crops and different fruit trees that I've got. I currently have, I think it was 36 fruit trees in my yard. I've taken out a lot of the trees that were in my yard and replaced them with fruit trees, because I would rather have a productive yard than have ornamentals laying around doing nothing that I've got to clean up after anyway.